Sup, dudes? We got a review today of the OKnife Rubato 2. Here we go. Cool knife. Please subscribe to the channel before we start. Do that right now. It's a good channel, so might as well just do it. You know, why not? Follow me on Instagram, duties_daggers, please. Por favor. Thank you, dude. So, OKnife. OKnife is, they're the same thing as O-Light. Now it's just OKnife. Pretty self-explanatory. They used to make flashlights and still do. But now they also make knives. Hence the OKnife. If they start making cars after this, it'll be probably O-Cars. If they start making, I don't know, mattresses, they'll be called probably O-Mattresses. You know? So, yeah. So the OKnives are made by Kizer. Which, if you've ever handled an OKnife, you probably liked it. And it probably had pretty good fit and finish and action and all that. That's because Kizer's making these. You know, we all know Kizer does a very good job. So that's cool. That's great. I assume that OKnife is designing them. Kizer is building them. But this knife kind of makes me think that might not be exactly the case. Because this is basically a drop bear with a Sheepsfoot blade. So obviously they are doing some collaborating over there. You know, if Kizer wasn't making OKnives, I would say that this is an absolute ripoff and a stolen design. But it's not, because Kizer made both of these. You can really see the similarities. A lot of similarities. We have subtle differences, like this little cutout here is a little different. There's a little bit of a sharper angle up here, whereas this one's rounded. There's kind of a sharper angle here, whereas this one's more rounded. But you can see the similarities. They're pretty much exactly the same size. This one has a pivot collar. The Drop Bear does not. The lanyard hole is exactly the same. All these screw holes are exactly the same. You know, they're both aluminum scales. The liners both sit proud of the aluminum scales. They're exactly the same knife. Just subtle differences and different blade shape. Both have colored thumb studs. You know, you get it. You know, if you've ever wanted a Sheepsfoot Drop Bear, this is the knife for you. This is it right here. Now, somebody told me that you could exchange the blades here between these two. I haven't tried it. I don't know if it's true. Someone also told me once they had switched them, they had some blade play and rock, which makes sense. You know, they're probably not exactly interchangeable. So if you want to try it, you can. I probably wouldn't. You know, I don't think it's not gonna be perfect. So I wanted to just point out those similarities first, and then we'll keep talking about the Rubato. But I will mention, I do think the action on the Drop Bear feels a little better. You can even tell it's got a little bit of a different sound. And let me close both of them. See the different sound? I think the Drop Bear sounds better. Both opening and closing. I think the detent feels a little better on the Drop Bear. This one's good though too. This is definitely on the snappier of the crossbar lock thumb stud knives that I've felt. If you've ever handled like a Benchmade Mini Adamas, for example, which is a crossbar lock thumb stud knife, feels very weak and mushy. This actually feels pretty good. You know, it's not going to be as snappy as if there was a detent ball in there, in a liner lock or frame lock, but it's decent. It's pretty decent. It does not bother me at all. I actually kind of like how it feels. I like it. Feels good. The smoothness when closing, the same. Very, very free swinging blades on both. Very nice. Now, this crossbar lock, they call it the clutch lock, is adjustable. If you don't know, there's different holes inside of here, so you can move that spring and put it to the desired tension that you want it. It also comes with a set of stronger springs you can put in this. So this one is much more customizable than this one, but I gotta say, right out of the box without changing anything, this feels pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. No complaints at all. Very similar to the Drop Bear. Very similar. I just prefer the Drop Bear a very, very small amount more. Kind of fun actually to close both of them at the same time. Okay, I'll stop messing with that. So, anyways, just wanted to show the similarities. Oh, the jimping. Both have nice long jimping. So, that's cool. Love the jimping on the Drop Bear. And Rubato, too. I don't know what the Rubato 1 was. I'm just not sure. I'm not too familiar with OKnives. This is also an Azo design. Makes sense, because he designed the Drop Bear. All right. So let's talk about it. Let's do some size comparisons first of all. How about the Devo Knives Stout? The Kubi Royal. And let me reach down here. Get some Spydercos in here maybe. Native 5. PM2. There you go. And let's do Vosteed Nightshade. My favorite Vosteed by far. And let's do the Gonzo FH922 that I just did an acid wash on. And might as well show off the Kubi Kois too that I just did an acid wash on as well. I did this on the members only video this week. So if you were a member, you got to see me do that. If you're interested in becoming a member, the lowest tier is only $3 a month, and you get access to the members only video that comes out, a new one every weekend. We do stuff like knife mods, archery, walking the dog, all kinds of adventures. So there's some size comparisons. Let's take some measurements. Blade length is just under 3 inches, about 2 7/8. Handle length, about 4 1/8 inch. And overall, about 7 1/8. I did do a cut test video with this knife already. You can find it easily. If I forget to link it up there, just type in cut test Rubato 2 Duties Daggers. It'll come up. It cut very well. I was happy with it. The 154 CM performed just like I would expect, just like how the Drop Bear did. It cut well, no complaints. Oops, sorry, I keep bumping the camera. All right, what do we got? Oh, 16 thousandths, cool. 16 again. 16 again. 16,000. That's very good. That's very good, actually. Yeah, very, very nice. 16,000 is completely good for an EDC knife like this. Absolutely. Even maybe on the thinner side of what you usually see for something like this. That's great. So we got the measurements out of the way. The construction. This is we got aluminum scales here that are green. I don't know if it's a Cerakote or whatever. Coated green. We have stainless steel polished liners, so I think it looks pretty nice. Whereas the Drop Bear's black liners. Like I said, they sit out proud from the scale, so they're sticking out a little bit past. I think it's it's a pretty good look. I'm not bothered by that at all. The pocket clip is not inset, but we got the flat-headed screws. That should be fine. It works fine. We got the lanyard hole. We got these blue pivot collars, which is kind of a nice touch. They match with the blue thumb studs. I like that. By the way, this Drop Bear did not come with these gold thumb studs. These are aftermarket. Kizer sells a bunch of colors of thumb studs on their website. If you're curious or want to get some different color thumb studs, you can do that. 154 cm blade, like I said. Very classic sheepsfoot blade. I like it. Sharpening choil and plunge grind, it's okay. You got a little. I'm not too mad at it. You got some life right in there. Let me get my little pointer. So here's our edge termination right there. And then there is where our plunge grind starts to, it begins. So we have from here to here. That's our life for sharpening before we start creating a yucky area in here where it starts getting thick. So that's fine. That's a good, I don't know how many sharpens that is. It's a few. You would have to use and reprofile this edge for a few times, and it would take quite a long time for you to start getting up into here. So that's fine. Totally fine with that. That's all right. Obviously, there are some sharpening choils that are roomier, but that's fine. Also, I just did a video explaining sharpening choils and plunge grinds. For a while, I was confused as to what made a good one or a bad one. So I made a video kind of explaining it. For any of you out there that are a little confused like I was, it should clear it up for you. Like I said before, if I do forget to link it up in the corner there, just search for, sharpening choil, plunge grind, whatever, duties, daggers. It'll come up. So that's the construction of the thing. I guess while we're talking about the blade, we could talk about this. The logo, man, I absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate the OKnife logo. It reminds me of something you would see on a kid's toy at Walmart. It looks like a little kid's thing. I hate it so much. I know other reviewers have said that. I think most people hate it. In fact, I don't know of anybody that does like it. I think either people are indifferent to it or they actually hate it. So please, OKnife, please just at least make it smaller. At least make it smaller. Or just have it say OKnife without the graphic around it. Please, I'm begging you. It just makes the knife feel cheap and stupid. It just, it ruins it doesn't ruin the knife. The knife's fine. I'm still going to carry it and use it. I do like it. But man, it takes away so much. It takes away so much. Where if it wasn't there, this would feel like a much more classy knife. Whereas, with it, it feels like a cheap toy. Not, it doesn't actually feel like it in your hand, but looking at it, you're like, man, this is stupid. It feels like a toy. So please change the logo or just take it off or do something, please. Let's talk about the ergos. Pretty darn good. Just like the Drop Bear was. I really don't feel the clip. I really don't. It's there, but it's definitely not a hot spot. I can get a full grip right here. If you had much larger hands than I do, this might be even a little small for you. But my hands, large size glove, easily. Easy. Full grip. And there's this little flat spot where you can kind of choke up. I don't know. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't choke up on this knife. I don't on the Drop Bear either. I think you are close enough to that edge to make me feel like I don't need to. I don't feel like I need to choke up. That's great. Nice long jimping for your thumb. Very, very nice. Even if my thumb fully extended, I'm still hitting the jimping. That's awesome. Love that. Action. We've talked about it a little bit, but it's great, man. Very, very good crossbar lock. Better than any Benchmade I've tried. Just, pulling down feels very smooth. No grit in there. Very smooth drop. Very free swinging blade with it pulled down. Good feeling as you're flicking it. You can reverse flick it. Whoops. You can reverse flick it. Thumb flick is really good for a crossbar lock, obviously. It's just great, man. Yeah, totally good. It'd be cool if it was adjustable like the Drop Bear was, but Kizer probably wants to keep the clutch lock just for them. They want to keep that a Kizer thing, and I totally get that. I would do the same thing if I were them. So this knife is cheaper than the Drop Bear. Not by a whole shit ton, but I think this knife is like around 80 to 90 bucks, 85 bucks maybe, whereas the Drop Bear I think is 120. So it's the same blade steel, same construction. You're just getting an adjustable crossbar lock, which is definitely a plus. A little bit different overall look. Very similar though. Different blade shape. And you don't get the shitty logo. This is kind of a little bit of a hard decision. If I didn't have the Drop Bear or this knife, which would I buy? I think that might be some people's question. Man, I'm usually a much more of a Sheepsfoot guy. I actually really like the blade shape on the Drop Bear though. It is a nice kind of, it's almost a spear point. It's a low tip. I don't have troubles really getting to the tip for utility cuts. Obviously, this is going to be better for utility cuts. This is okay though. And I think this looks a little better. The logo, obviously, I mean, yeah, I'm being straight up, man. That logo really does take away a lot from the knife. It almost makes me want this knife over that knife. I really like the swedge up here on the Drop Bear. Like I said, adjustable clutch lock. I think it sounds a little better. I don't know what it is. Maybe because it's I have the stronger spring in here. I'm not sure. I just like the Drop Bear a little bit more. But if you don't want to drop 120 or whatever it is, and you want to save a little bit of money and go with this, this is a great option too, man. Really, really good. It just comes down to personal preference. As far as a functional knife goes, these are exactly the same. Both very ergonomic, same locking mechanism, same smoothness. It comes down to a feel thing and an aesthetic thing. Functionally, both very good knives. So there you go. Hope that was helpful. Yeah, that's the Rubato 2, folks. Thanks for watching. Please like the video before you bounce out. Yeah, that's it, man. I'll see you later. Peace and love, dudes. Bye-bye.